I was a digital learning designer at the University of Hong Kong. So my work was to explore different technologies in education and like running workshops to provide e-learning training for teachers and students. And Curious is a project like I have been involving in for the past 3 years, and it's still a ongoing project. And I'm the product designer of Curious. And my research interest is online socialization, so students' learning behaviors in a socialized environment and their experiences in the virtual learning environment or in the metaverse world, and as well as the visible learning. Here is a QR code. Is briefly to let me know about yourself, because I think if we're sharing the similar interests, I will be more than happy to connect and discuss further about my research study. And here are my supervisors, Professor Nadine Beckman. She is a psychologist and the director of education at Durham University. Simon Rees is the head of academic development in the Durham Center for Academic Development, and he focuses more on creative pedagogy. About the Curious project team, so I'm the product designer. We have a project leader, obviously. So Professor Matthew Pryor, he is the associate professor of teaching and associate dean at Faculty of Architecture at the University of Hong Kong. So he has been leading the design and development team in the past 3 years. And I'm also very happy to have one of my colleagues, Tommy, here today. Like he will be supporting us at the background. So thank you, Tommy, for joining us today. And again, so if you would like to discuss further and let me know a little bit about myself, you can scan the QR code here. So Curious is an educational metaverse that our team has been developing in the past 3 years. I would define as a metaverse-like virtual learning environment that provides immersive virtual spaces for educators, learners, and event organizers to facilitate collaborative learning and social activities and to engage online users. As you can see here is like the users are interacting with each other by avatars, and they can say hi or to each other and interact to each other via text-based communication or oral communications. And the users tend to have their own working space, but at the same time sharing this communal working spaces, so they can conduct various types of collaborative activities in this space. And our project started in 2020 and has supported more than 2,500 users, because the development and the service are going on parallel at the same time. So I'm actually very proud of what we have achieved so far. And the users we served are across different departments at the University of Hong Kong and local K-12 schools and various NGOs, both locally and internationally. And because I'm now in Durham, I'm very happy to introduce Curious to a wider audience here. So I will. So as an educators, because there are so many technologists out there and the development of technologies so fast. So what we need to know about the latest educational technologies, and a question we probably ask ourselves is, how do we react to the rapid development of technologies and utilize them effectively in teaching and learning? So hopefully, through the workshop today, I will be able to address this question a little bit more later. And hopefully, we can have some insights and discussions together. And let's start with what is Metaverse. So originally, this term is mentioned by Stephen Thin in 1992, refers to a virtual reality-based successor to the internet, a digital world linked to the real world where people interact and explore as avatars. But with the technology developers in the recent years, there are many definitions coming out, by different researchers or like industry leaders or developers. And because due to some technical difficulties, I mean, the real metaverse that everybody is expecting is not yet achieved, although like a lot of investment and efforts has been put into it. So like based on the Deloitte report, like they will define metaverse development is still in the infancy stage. And I'm sharing like two other definitions here, and there is not yet a unite definition of what metaverse is, but like people are trying to define its features and characteristics to form a overview or comprehensive image of metaverse. So another two definitions here are a new type of internet application and social form that integrates a variety of new technologies, or a persistent virtual space where users can enjoy various social, economic, and leisure activities as an extension of their offline life. So the persistent here refers to the world is always here. No matter you're in there or not in there, everything is still going on there. And because the world, where there are many spaces here, so across these spaces in the metaverse world, your identity is always the same. So that is part of the definition of persistency. And here, like the Deloitte report tries to provide us the basic the features of metaverse. As I said, like due to technical challenges, there are desired features of metaverse people wanted to achieve, but not yet achieve. But also there are some basic features people believe that metaverse should have. The first one is like the experience should be virtual, online, like connected to the internet. And the experience should be personalized and immersive. So personalized means, so part of it means, okay, you have your own avatar, you can customize your own avatar, you can customize your space, decorate your space, and you can have personalized experiences in this space. So when talking about education, it refers like students can have personalized learning experiences in the space, and teachers can customize their teaching and even customize the learning space based on the needs in the metaverse. And the immersive, so the immersion refers to many different level of immersive. So using different technologies, for example, an immersive work can be web-based 3D environment, or like you can use the more advanced tool. You can have like AR, VR, or XR to experience a more immersive environment. Or even recently, like Apple has introduced its new product, so Vision Pro. So that is probably one of the leading immersive goggles in the world that provides a highly immersive experiences for users. So the immersion, it has many different levels, and so there is like not yet a very united definition of it. So, and the experience should be interactive, as we all believe, and interactive and collaborative, so we can interact with other users and the collaborative doing something together. This is very fundamental and valuable to education, as we all believe, interaction is the foundation of knowledge acquisition, and we want to increase the interaction level during the learning process amongst the students, so they are not on their own, so they can talk to each other, they know the learning progress as each other, and they can learn from each other. So to summarize, so we can say the basic features of Metaverse is we want it to be immersive, interactive, persistent, and collaborative. However, in recent years, because of the technical challenges, as we can see, like Meta is facing, so many people are asking, oh, is Metaverse dead? Like the Meta VP here says, okay, the Metaverse hype is dead. But instead, he is not disappointed about it. He's actually happy about it, because he thinks now is the time for them to put their head down to really build and develop the Metaverse. So what exactly he says is Metaverse was part of the hype cycle, like any new things. And there was both hype and the trough of disillusionment last year. So what exactly does it mean? we'll have to talk about the Gartner hype cycle of new technology. As you can see this diagram, so whenever a new technology is triggered, has been introduced to the market, it will receive a lot of attention. People are so excited about it, and then it will very soon reach its peak of inflated expectations. Basically means there's so many investment and efforts put into this technology, and everybody's talking about it. Everybody wants to try it, but very soon, like it is likely to experience a trough of disillusionment, where people realize, okay, the expectation and reality might vary a lot, and there may be technical challenges, difficulties that many of what we imagine can't be achieved. Then it goes down, the expectation and investment goes down. It's like in the trough of disillusionment. Some technologies do recover from this stage and then overcome its technical challenges, and then again regain people's attention. So going through this slope of enlightenment, and then finally reach a stable productivity and going back to the market again. So let's have a look at the hype cycle for emerging technologies in 2022. So I would like to highlight Metaverse here. As you can see, it's in its way to the peak of inflated expectations. So in 2022, it is a very hot concept. Like everybody is trying to use it or apply it, develop it in different industries, particularly in like financial gaming industry or fashion industry. I also would like to highlight the generative design AI, which is another very popular and hot technology these years. And back in 2022, it is considered as in the innovation trigger stage. So it has just come into people's acknowledgement and then just come into the market. While in 2023, we can see that the generative AI has reached the peak of inflated expectations, and it reflects in the reality. Yes, I mean, everybody's talking about it and raises a lot of controversial topics, and people are talking about it, people using it, and educators debating about whether students should be using it, as a regulation of using it, the copyright about it. So basically, everybody is trying to adopting it is in our daily life or in our teaching and learning. But the question here is, as we can see, we don't see Metaverse in this diagram in 2023. And I guess that is part of the reason people think, oh, is Metaverse dead? But like Metaverse has been applied in many different industries. So here I would like to look at the projected market size of Metaverse in education. So this diagram is generated by ChatGPT Plus in December last year. So by adopting the data from 3 different renowned databases. So we can see the overall projection, the trend is that the market size will go up significantly. So from 2023 to 2030, so by the end of the 2030, even the lowest prediction of the market size is about like 25 billion US dollars. So we can see like people are still investing or thinking positively about about the Metaverse application in education, and it has a lot of potential, and I will explain a little bit later. And we can have a look at the data on Metaverse user group, again provided by the Deloitte report last year. So I would like to highlight, you can see here is like Generation Z and the millennials are already learning with each other in the virtual classroom, and comparing to the Generation X, boomers and matures, younger people, the size of younger people is twice larger than the mature people in using new technologies like Metaverse to learn. For learning purpose. So I think that aligns with our observations in higher education in Hong Kong. I mean, if you want to know new subject, new things in this subject, and what students are using to learn, or about the new things in the market. We talk to our students. So students, young people, they're always very quickly pick up the new things, the new technologies like ChatGPT. I mean, they are the ones who are the early adopters of the technology and they're willing to try. And then, so if we want to know how the new thing is, like we talk to our students, and they're likely to give very useful feedback to us. So they're very capable, these young people. And we can have a look at what researchers study in terms of the application of Metaverse. I would like to highlight here is imagination and the personal innovation are increasingly attracting researchers' attention in adopting Metaverse in education. So we are not only thinking about, the factual basis. So students need to remember, understand, or evaluate. We want the students to achieve more higher level skills, and higher level thinking. So which is like imagination, creation, innovation. And this is what researchers study with technology, Metaverse in education. And we can see like the almost 63% of the Metaverse studies or research are conducted in higher education and leaving a great big gap in the K-12. So I would say like there is large potential in the K-12 in terms of the application of Metaverse, because we can see here how the teachers, what pedagogical methods teachers are using in the K-12 and to teach students is like collaborative learning, game-based learning, problem-based learning. I mean, these are all common methods educators adopt in terms of their own daily teaching. And that is exactly what we can do in the Metaverse. Remember, we talk about the features of Metaverse. So immersive, interactive, persistent, and collaborative. So these are the features we can utilize in terms of applying our learning approach. So coming back to these questions, so what do we need to know about the latest education technologies? We need to know what it is and how people use that, and how do we react to the rapid development of technologies and utilize them effectively in teaching and learning. My personal answer would be, we need to know what is valuable, what we see valuable from these technologies. As I mentioned, like we summarize the features of Metaverse is like immersion, interactive, persistent, and collaboration. And what we can do is we adopt these useful features. We utilize these useful features in our teaching and learning. But again, it's like there are a lot of technologies out there. So as long as this technology fulfills our needs, we can utilize them. It doesn't have to be we're adopting the whole technology. We can use part of it. So this is also what we do in our project. It's like we're adopting the valuable features we see in Metaverse into our product. And like we hope to provide like kind of a potential solutions for teachers, as we want to use these features to make online learning social, visible, and shareable. And here this brief introduction video about what our team has been doing the past 3 years with different units and by integrating Curios in the teaching and learning. Rachel, can you hear us? Okay, great, thank you.
Teachers at all educational levels are increasingly asking,
how can educational technologies
help enrich student learning experience
across classroom, hybrid, and online settings?
Curios may be an answer, offering multiple learning opportunities for teachers and students, including game-based learning. In this treasure hunt game, students work together on art appreciation tasks to discover hidden information, complete challenges, and write stories inspired by the artwork to unlock rewards. Project-based learning, such as this collaborative assignment exploring critical SDG issues, where every week students develop coursework that they use to curate a campaign to advocate for more sustainable communities. Review and feedback, as well as formative assessment mechanisms, allow synchronous and asynchronous idea sharing and commenting during the class activities, or badging the outstanding work to motivate students and improve their learning. Knowledge exchange. Hosting virtual or hybrid events and exhibitions on Curios allows event organizers to break the on-site, off-site boundary, reach and interact with larger audiences, and gain valuable user engagement data. Learning trajectory visualization. Curios Learning Analytics help teachers track students' working behaviors and their interaction frequencies. It also helps students understand, evaluate, and reflect on their learning. The Curios team emphasizes how education technologies support learning. We empower your teaching with imagination and creativity.
Yes, so Curios, and here is the link of our product, and by scanning the QR code, you will be able to see our social media channels, though we don't update it very often, but we do try to share some updates about our projects with our audience. So like I mentioned, like Curios is like we adopt the valuable features from Metaverse and we embed a learning management system into it. So I would say it's like a combination of a Metaverse and learning management system. And we provide detailed learning analytics, dialogue and feedback mechanisms, motivational game features, and we support like workshop, seminar, exhibition formats. So it allows teachers to facilitate and manage online learning activities. And the key pedagogical innovation of it is we try to make students' online learning progress and outcomes social, visible, and shareable. And before I introduce our practice in the primary educations, I would like to highlight this technology integration metrics as there are very different types of learning at different levels that we can integrate technology to help students learn. So starting from active learning, students are actively engaged in using technology as a tool to receive information. And the next level, collaborative learning, students use technology tools to collaborate with each other on projects. Constructive learning, they use the technology to connect the new information to their prior knowledge. And next is authentic learning. They use technology to link the learning activities to the world, real world. And last, the goal-directed learning, they use the technology flexibly to set goals, plan activities, monitor progress, and evaluate their results. So this is the metrics. So our examples, so obviously like what we can do within higher education and within primary education is very different, you know, like the kids and the young adults are very different. So here we really try to enhance the art literacy. So we use Curios to help students to review and reinforce the knowledge they have learned from previous classes. So we want them to learn and then review and reinforce through play. And we hope like this exercise will help them enhance the creativity. And then we combine the technology education and their visual arts education, so to prepare themselves for future in terms of like more capable in digital literacy and the different types of technologies. Now we have like a small clips here. It's like students sit together, they work in small groups. So active learning here is like students get to set up their own avatar. They interact with other classmates and actively explore the knowledge inside this space. And they work together to find the artworks and the hidden information to tackle different challenges. And we have divided these games into 3 parts. The first is knowledge exploration, and the next is knowledge mapping. So based on the brief knowledge they have explored in the previous step, now they're going to map like more detailed knowledge based on the structure they have already learned. And the last is story creation. They're creating their own stories using the artworks they have been appreciating. So that is the part of they're using the artworks to write the story to express themselves. And the game's constructive learning, the game helps students to first explore the knowledge and then map the knowledge. You know, they're constructing their knowledge, their like structure and organizing their knowledge in a scaffolding way. So from exploration, mapping, and then to creating. So this is the overview of the classroom. And at the end, if you would like more information, you can visit our website or scan the QR code. So next is a very exciting experiencing time. I'm going to share a link in the chat for you to visit our space. And you will need to click enter as a guest, because I believe most of you do not have like credentials on our platform. Please be reminded that you will need to have a laptop or a PC, better with at least 8 GB RAM with Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge browser installed to be able to join the game. Safari, if you are using Safari browser, if you are using a latest model, there is certain level of compatibility, but there are like probably some features are not compatible. Okay, I'm going to share the link. Give me a sec.
There is a question for you,
yeah.
Lynn,
Okay.
on the chat box. They would like to, the question is from Dr. Chung Chao. So I have been using the Lover's Metaverse. What I would like to, after viewing the video, is the analytical feature, which is useful. So would you like to comment on the analytical feature of this particular software?
Yes, I think, yes, the learning analytics is very useful because it is both visible to the teachers and the students. So the students get to see the selective, so the teachers get to see the all learning analytics data of all the students in this space. The students get to see the part of data that is relevant to themselves, and we have the leaderboard for the students, so they will be able to like, know, for example, their working hours and how many work they have done within this space, basically to form their learning trajectories. And I think that will be very useful for them to evaluate themselves and comparing themselves to others. So, like the motivations is like related to, so motivations, like they feel like related to each other, but at the same time, there is a like little competition with each other. So we do feel like learning analytics part is very useful. The metric you show design at Durham. No, the matrix is, I can share the link of that matrix. So it's developed by someone else. So it's like a theoretical matrix, widely adopted. So yes. So I can just, give me a second, the matrix, I can just share the resources. So, oops, sorry, didn't get to copy it. Yes. So you can find the information. So there are 2 links. You can find the metrics via these 2 links. And now I think I'm going to share the link of the space in the chat. So, where my PowerPoint slides? Yes. So here, once you have you open the link, or you copy and paste the link to your browser, you click enter as guest, and then you can select an avatar by clicking. You can select an avatar. If you don't like the avatar that is assigned to you, can click the refresh icon. So we have like a set of default avatars. So if you just want to quickly enter the space, you can just choose one of them. So after you enter the space, you'll be able to customize your own avatar, but we are going to not doing it now. So just to save some time for the activity. Also, before you click start to enter the space, please also enter your name. So let you will know, everybody in the space will know each other. So once you enter the space, you can try navigating in the space. So you can use the arrow keys, or you can use as the game. So you can use AWSD. So move forward, you just click so arrow keys, or W to move forward, move backward, move left horizontally, move right horizontally. So if you want to turn around, for example, turn left or turn right, you will need to press Shift and press the left or right arrow key, or A or D. So to turn left or right. So the first time you enter the space, it will take some time to load, to load the model and the contents in the space. So just give it a little bit of time, and then once everything is set, you are free to go. So do let me know if you have any problem with this, and I'm going to share my screen as okay. I will need to log in. Oh, okay, I can see like there are 6 online users here. So once you log in, you will be able to see this space and you can walk into it. So I can see all of you navigate perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint slides to introduce the game 1. So game 1, please go to the gallery B, which is on the right-hand side, knowledge explorations. So here's the rule. I will give you 3 minutes at the very beginning. You can walk around and appreciate the artworks on the panel. There are 2 panels, 4 sides, so there will be like 4 artworks in the gallery B. So pay attention to the introduction of the artwork, especially the name of the artworks and the artists. So they're all produced by Picasso, but pay attention to the introduction of each of the artwork. And then after 3 minutes, we'll be doing a interaction quiz. So you will need to, based on the quiz questions, and then find the answer that is hidden in the art introduction in gallery B. So do not go to other galleries, stay in the gallery B. And then read the introduction, trying to find the hidden information based on the quiz questions. And there will be 5 MCQ questions, and you will have 2 minutes for each question. So once 2 minutes it's up, then the question will be automatically go to the next one. So if we're all clear, so now I'm going to just give a 3 minutes countdown for you to understand the basic information in gallery B, and then I will share the link for the interactive quiz for you to join. So far, is there any questions? If yes, you can like speak up or just leave in the chat. If no, then I will just start the 3 minutes countdown. If you see somebody in the space, you can also interact with them by double-clicking it, or if you want to say hi to them, we have gestures. You can simply just press 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have like 4 gestures that you can try. Press the number 1, 2, 3, 4 to be able to see avatar is like doing some gestures. Okay, perfect. Time is up. So now I'm going to share the link of the interactive quiz in the chat. Just give me a second. So I believe everybody can see the link. So once you click the link, you enter your name and then click start to join the quiz and then wait for it to start. So now I'm going to shift to the quiz page. Okay, I can hear, the voice that people are joining. Okay, just be. Okay, we can see like 3 have joined. How many people we have? It's like, okay, I'll wait for like several more seconds for more people to join. Okay. We have 5. Okay, I think we can now start. So while you reading through the questions, remember to keep both of the tab. One is the Curious Space tab, another is the Quiz tab. So while you're reading, after you read the questions, go back to Curious and then find the answers and then come back to the quiz to answer the questions. Okay. Here we go. Only have 2 minutes for each question. can see Beth is doing very well, so getting all 5 questions right, I think. So I believe like for adults, it takes less time for us to read the questions and then to find the information. But for younger kids, so for primary school kids, they don't have a problem to know how to operate in the space. But for the rules and the questions and to find the information, it takes them more time to do that. And obviously, I've already translated all the quizzes and information into English. So in Hong Kong, students are doing it in Chinese. Okay, I think need more time for people to finish. Okay, all done. We can see, it's not that easy as expected. So you can see like our accuracy rate is like 68%. And if you have interest to know what is the answer, so the answer is here. So I will just briefly go through that if you have interest. And all the information is on the panel. So it's like this. Okay, this is the game 1, and in the primary school, then we will debrief the questions and then discuss through the questions with the kid. So the second game here is, please can you now go to Gallery C, which is at the back of Gallery B, and it's the knowledge mapping space. There you can see there are like 3 panels in parallel, and you can see like 6 different types of treasures in each of the panel. I will explain it in a second. So for the quiz question part, there will be 3 fill in the blank questions, and you will have 5 minutes for each questions. And at the end, there will be another MCQ questions, which you only have 30 seconds to answer that questions. So according to the quiz questions, you will need to uncover the hidden artworks under the treasure. So you can see now all the panels, there are 6 different types of treasures. And if you click that, you can see a hidden artworks underneath it. I will demonstrate in a second. So following the ascending order, you will need to fill in the corresponding number of the artwork for each quiz question. For example, if a question you feel like, okay, the 2, 4, 5 artworks are the answers, put in 2, 4, 5, following the ascending order instead of 5 to 4. Random order. So we need to write down the number in ascending order. And I will share the quiz link in the chat in a second, but I'm now going to the space to elaborate a little bit more how to do it. Okay, so we go into gallery C. Yes, I can see many of you are already here. So as you can see now, we have 3 panels here. I will take this one as an example. So we have 6 different types of treasures here. So for example, under this diamond, by clicking it, you will be able to see like there is artwork hidden underneath it. And this artwork is number 2. So you can find the number and the name of the artworks. Oh. What is happening? Okay, I will just go back to it. There's a little map at the left bottom corners, which will help you to jump to the panel directly if you want a shortcut. So just by clicking this work, and you can find the hidden work underneath it, and you can find the number here. So when you fill in the answers, you will need to fill in the number here in ascending order. Okay, so far, any questions here about how to do this quiz? If nobody have questions, then I will just, share the. Share the link in the chat. So same, so when you click the link and then enter your name and click start, I'm waiting for you to join. Beth is always the first.
Sorry, I'm clearly in competitive mode today for some reason.
You got all the 5 questions right in the last quiz. Very well done. We have 3 participants so far. Okay, give like several more seconds for more people to join. So like I mentioned, so each questions to fill in the blank, each question you have 5 minutes to do that. So do spend time like in the space to uncover so every treasure to find out what artwork is hidden underneath, and then fill in the number in ascending order. And at the end, the MCQ questions is very simple, related to the last fill in blank questions, but you only have 30 seconds to answer it. Okay, let's go. We can start now. What I will suggest is while in the process of uncovering the artworks, you probably need to write down the corresponding number of the artwork that you think is the right answer, yes. And then put it in the ascending order. now here in today's workshop as adults, like we are doing it individually. So when we were in person in the primary schools, we asked the kids to do it together. So working as a group. So like they can discuss if they disagree with each other, disagree with the answers, discuss with each other to find what is the right answer. So this exercise appears to be a little bit challenging for primary 4, level 4 students, but for 5 or 6 level, so primary 5 or 6 kids, they're more capable in terms of this activity. And I think because this knowledge they have already learned from the previous class, and this exercise helps them to review and reinforce what they have learned before. So they have more like prior knowledge, and then they're trying to get through and organize it through this game. Comparing to our adults who probably first time receiving this information, so probably the kids probably have a better background knowledge from this. It's doing very well. I think given the time, so I will like stop this quiz here. So we can see that is somewhat a little bit challenging tasks. But again, I think for primary school kids, it's not about how to operate inside the space that is challenging. It's really about how they comprehend the rules and the questions. So I think this is it's coming to the end of my sharing. So again, if you're interested, so like our team is welcoming all sorts of collaboration locally and internationally. I'm very happy here to share our project and our practices with people over the friends all over the world. So if you have interest in it, would like to use it in your courses, welcome to contact us, and we'll be more than happy to discuss further. And thank you very much, Rachel, for chairing today's session. So if you have any questions, and probably the last few minutes, I'm very happy to address if there's any questions.
Thank you, Lynn, for this exciting session. Quite engaging as well. Game 1 and 2, we had our own flips and flops. But anyways, it was quite well engaged. Thanks for giving the insights of how it would relate to higher education as well as to a primary school student. I feel free to answer or ask your questions. So just one question that flips on through my mind, asking, going through this particular part. Would Curious, as an educational metaverse version, will be required? Will the users be required to use VR as part of their practice to engage with these products of Curious, or is it just like a normal browser access would be more than enough for any engagement?
I think that's a very good question, and it's a question that our team receive a lot. Is like, do we need a VR to really make this experience more immersive? So my answer here is no, we don't need that so far in this stage, because it's not like, the first reason is like, it's not like every school, every class, they will have enough resources for every kid to have a VR goggles for themselves to play in, to have like a very high level of immersive experiences. And the second is like, I think as long as the users, they have the laptop and they will be able to access this 3D environment, provide certain level of immersion. And then I think we focus more on its pedagogical value. So we want everybody have access to this platform. So we don't want, the technology actually reduce the possibilities for people to access it. So we are trying to like incorporate the pedagogical design to make it engaging and make it widely accessible by users. So as long as you have a laptop, and because like immersion is really very much about the psychological sensations, so that provides certain level of immersion. That is our intention to do that. So I believe like everybody here can experience and feel like the engagement. I think it's the same for the kids. Kids really get very wild, and it's not because I said like 5 minutes for each questions. It's not like they would really need 5 minutes to finish that questions. So many groups, if they finish early, then they start to explore other functions inside this space. And at the same time, for more advanced students, you can always set some small task, more challenging task aside. So if they have finished the basic task, you can always direct them to finish like more higher level tasks when they finish earlier than other groups. So I think it's really about our design to how to integrate this technology. And
okay, sorry. So there are a couple of questions. I'm just mindful of the time. From Dr. Chong, is there a function to pick up an object up in this particular interaction?
that is a very interesting question. We have, 3D objects. So, for example, you see like each panel. So that is exactly a private working space for each group of students. You can assign users into each panels. That is the only working space for them to access. So other people can only see what they're doing, but unable to edit it. So we have the 3D objects, and the owner of that panel, that areas, they can put the 3D objects to decorate that panel, and they can customize their panel in the way they want. But we also apply certain limitations on that. It's not like you can add whatever you want. So we provide several options. So we give this some autonomy, but limited level of autonomy to kids.
Okay, so that also answers the second question from Dr. Chong, I guess. I've noticed that in Curious, I have only can call and message Lynn and mean the admin. Could this be a feature on that, limiting other users to interact with one another? And what are the accessibility features? That is also another question.
So far, I think the synchronous communication will support call and message. And because the call now is like 1v1 call, and then we are now in the process of integrating like group call or like public speech in this space. So that is in the coming stage that we're going to do. So, but so far, so synchronous communication only like 1v1 private call and the message.
Okay. So what are the accessibility features, and is there a function to lock the room with a password?
I don't quite understand what do you mean by what kinds of accessibility features are there. So it will be good if you can.
Would you be able to ask in detail? We don't hear you, Deb.
So probably I can answer the second question first, and then come back to this if there are like more explanation. So
is that a function to lock?
Room with password? No, but what we can do is like, you can see like 4 galleries, so we can choose to lock. So for example, we have different levels of games. So in the primary school, what we did is the students can only enter the second room after they have finished the game 1. So game 1 is 1 room, so we lock the room for game 2. And then students finish game 1, and then we unlock the room for game 2, so they enter the game 2 to finish that game. But because that is a function opens for registered users, so we're guests, so I keep everything open, so we don't have to so like register and log into the platform to you, like,
Okay.
just to save
So
some time. Yeah.
all fine. So Deb was referring to keyboard functions, keyboard controls, screen readers, and order descriptions.
I think so far I guess you mean like navigation. So navigations, we use keyboard. So the arrow keys and the AWS direction keys, you can also use your mouse. And if you're using iPad, you can click the screen to move around. But we don't
Okay.
have screen readers and audio descriptions, sorry, yeah.
Okay. I guess one last question from my side. Is this curious kind of open source kind of available for users to try in the first hand, or for the extended features, do we have to go and purchase it and get an institutional account or something?
It is open access now, but we don't like open for account registration at this moment because it's like in-house design, like and it is still ongoing development. It's not like completed project, but we do welcome and open to users if they come to us and we discuss about your design. So we do provide, like instructional design support and technical support. So we discuss with the potential users on how to use that and provide like design support for you. So you come to us, and then we will create the account for you and create a space for you, so that you so all sets that for you, and then you are free to go to use this space to interact with your students and facilitate activities. Yes.
Cool.
So I'm just sharing an email address here. So on our website, this email address is also provided, and we have inquiry form. So if you have interest, you can just contact us or submit inquiry.
Perfect. I think that answers all our open questions. Thank you so much for keeping us engaged all this while. It was a very interesting session, and meet you soon in the next opportunity. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.